What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering the top decks that played in the OPTCG Weekly, which I host on duelvoyager.com. So if you're interested in playing, go ahead and check out the description to join my Discord, or just check out Duel Voyager. It is the best sim that you will ever play on. Tinkerer came in first place with Yamato, and this is the list he was playing. It is very consistent, actually. And of course, just focuses on turboing out this 6-cost Yamato, which can then play the 8-cost Yamatos from your trash. And it's super easy to get these cards in the trash because you have the 1-cost Nami, which can search for anything and then mill the other cards from your deck. And you also have the 1-cost Nico Robin, so you can discard an 8-cost character to be able to draw 2 cards, which really just help you get to see what you need. And before you hit your 6th turn, the 4-cost Kinemon is also great at searching for Land of Wano cards. But yeah, it's just really incredible because your leader will give rush to anything that comes out of the trash. So on your 6th turn, you're basically just playing down the Yamato, and then I really like to play this Yamato, and that's what Tinkerer was playing a ton as well, because you just get an 8k swing, plus you can just add the 6-cost back from your trash, so you can just loop it every single turn. This other 8-cost Yamato is really crazy though, because it's unblockable, and it has an on-KO effect to play the 6-cost Yamato back from your trash again. So it feels really bad to remove this card, but it feels really bad to keep it on the field too. This loop proved to be extremely tough for everyone to handle during the tournament, so that is why Tinkerer is able to come out on top. This deck has just so many extra attacks than you would expect, because you can even throw down the 9-cost Momo to play back that 6-cost Yamato, and then because it got played from the trash, you can swing with it, and then you can use its effect to play another one of your Yamatos. But really, this event is also crazy because for just 7 Dawn, you're able to mill 5 and then do the same thing. So these 8-cost bodies are really sticky, they're hard to get off of the field, and then they just compile over and over again, and they just have so many more attacks than you'd expect. We had all OP16 decks in the top 3 this week, and Green Luffy came in second. It really looked like they were going to win, but due to one small misplay, they unfortunately let the victory slip through their fingers. This deck is really good at putting a ton of bodies on the board. It is really ridiculous. They like to go second, and they'll play down one of their 2-cost characters, and then they can use their leader's effect immediately and play a second 2-cost character. They just swarm the board very, very quickly, and it's just really hard to deal with all the attacks right away. What makes it worse is that if they have 5 characters with different names on the field, they can rest 7 total Dawn cards to restand everything and attack again. That's how I lost to them in the 3rd round. It was just really brutal. They had so many characters on their 3rd turn, and I just wasn't able to handle it. And Yamato also almost wasn't able to handle it, but unfortunately, the Luffy player had 2 copies of one of their cards. I think it was Bankrei, and so they weren't able to use this 1-cost event, which ended up costing them the game because they didn't have enough pressure, and then they didn't have a blocker, and it all just fell apart. It was really close though, and it was insane to watch as it wrapped up. That's what's so great about Duel Voyager. It's really fun because you can spectate live matches, so as you're waiting for the next round to start, you can check out how the other rounds are going. But this deck is pretty crazy because they attack pretty low over and over again. They don't have a whole lot of high-cost characters. They'll attack for 5 or 6 pretty often, so it doesn't feel very good to block. And then their only big character is unblockable, so you're not able to block it. So while you feel like you want to counter out of the other cards, then you have to counter out of this one, so it's just a lose-lose situation no matter what. I came in 3rd place with my Buggy list. This is absolutely one of my favorite decks recently. It is just so fun and so silly to play because you just get a ton of Prisoner of Impel Downs onto the field. It is super easy to spam the board with this, and your leader's effect makes it so you have tons of free effects. Like, I'll attack with one of my prisoners, and then I'll bounce it back to my hand with Jozu, and then immediately use my leader and throw it back down onto the field. Or, of course, you have this Miss Olive blocker, which you can bounce one of your prisoners to hand, draw 2, discard 1, and then play your prisoner right back down again. It's really great because you can attack with it first, so then it's active again, so your opponent can't attack into your prisoner to help keep your board up since you do have 5 life cards, so you have a fair amount of defense, and it's just great to get those cards into your hand. The 5-cost Buggy though, I really love because you can play one from your hand as well as draw one, but then he turns your prisoners into blockers, which is just really helpful since they can be a free block since they're a 6k character, or you can just sack it off when you block a bigger attack and then just play another one from your hand for free. And just like in Green Luffy, Mr. 3 Galdino is just cracked, drawing you 2 cards and making it so one of your opponent's characters can't attack next turn. It's just really great for defense and stopping certain pesky characters like that boa that I just mentioned before, from being able to attack, so you don't have to worry about countering out or blocking everything. Countering out is pretty easy though, because you just have all of these cards that just draw you a card when you play them down. And I also really like the 3-cost Ivankov just because he draws you a card when he attacks. And the 2-cost Ivankov is really nice because it's a blocker, so you can just redirect any attack and get a prisoner down onto the field for free whenever you want. So these were the decks that came out on top for this week's tournament. If you want to play them, I left links to them in the description below. And remember to find us on duelvoyager.com or in my Discord. So if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. But anyways, if you're still here, you're the best, and I'll see you guys next time.